Welcome to our deep dive into music and technology. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. It's such a cool topic to explore how tech has totally reshaped the way we make music, share it, listen to it. It's wild. We've got some slides here to kind of guide us along the way. So are you ready to dive in?
I am. Let's do it.
Awesome. So I think it's really interesting because when we think about music technology, we often jump to the latest software or gadget or whatever, but really it's this much bigger thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's about how we've always, as humans, kind of used tools
Yeah.
to express ourselves musically.
Right. It's built into us. And the
Right.
slides actually start by defining music technology as the use of any form of technology to create, perform, or distribute music. And that's a pretty broad definition.
It is. It covers a lot. It's not just about the digital stuff. It goes way back.
Yeah, for sure. Even something as simple as like a piano or a violin.
Right. Those
Yeah.
are like the cutting edge technology of their time.
It's true. They were meticulously crafted to produce these specific sounds and emotions. And I mean, they shaped entire genres and eras of music.
Yeah, they really did. They were the high tech instruments of their day.
Totally. It's thinking of them as the synthesizers or DAWs of their time, just in a different form, you know?
I like that.
So let's actually go back in time a bit and kind of trace how music technology has evolved. And we can start with those early instruments, like the piano and the violin,
Well,
which are still so popular today. It's amazing.
right. They're classics for a reason. They allowed for this incredible range of expression, complex melodies, harmonies.
Yeah.
Like a
To craftsmanship, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's mind-blowing, how they were built.
true works of art.
But then
No.
we get into the 20th century, and things start to change pretty dramatically
Right.
with the introduction of recording technology. And the slides point to the phonograph and the tape recorder as these game changers. Because suddenly music is no longer just a live experience, right?
Right. It's imagine the impact of hearing music, even when the musicians weren't physically present. It totally transformed the way we listen to and experience music.
For sure. I bet it was just mind-blowing at the time.
It was like having a concert right in your living room.
Exactly. And then the tape recorder, it takes things even further, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Not only did it make recording more portable, but it also introduced the concept of multi-tracking.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Musicians could layer sounds on top of each other, create these complex arrangements, and experiment with new sonic textures.
That's huge. And I mean,
Yeah.
think about bands like the Beatles. They used multi-tracking to create some of their most iconic albums.
They did. It was revolutionary.
So we've gone from beautifully crafted acoustic instruments to capturing sound, to actually manipulating it with the tape recorder.
Yeah.
That's a massive leap in just a few decades.
It is, yeah.
But then hold on to your hats, because we hit the digital revolution and things really explode. Computers, synthesizers, DAWs, it's music technology went into overdrive.
It did. The digital revolution really democratized music creation
Yeah.
in a way that was never possible before.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to think about. You no longer needed a massive recording studio to produce high-quality music, right?
Right. Computers became powerful enough to handle all of that. And software like DAWs, digital audio workstations, put a whole studio's worth of tools right there on your computer.
So you're saying that, with a DAW, anyone with a laptop can potentially become a music producer?
Yeah, essentially.
Wow, that's pretty radical. But what exactly does a DD do that's so special?
It's think of it as a digital canvas for music creation. You can record, edit, arrange, mix your music all in one place.
Okay.
It gives you this incredible precision. You can manipulate every note, every instrument, every sound effect.
So it's not just about recording anymore. You can create entirely new sounds and instruments within the computer.
Exactly.
Wow, no wonder the digital revolution had such a huge impact on music.
It did. And we can't forget about the synthesizer in all of this.
Oh yeah, the synthesizer.
It became so popular during this era. It allowed musicians to create these brand new sounds, push the boundaries of electronic music.
It was like the rebel of the music world,
It was.
breaking all the rules, creating sounds that no one had ever heard before.
And it's amazing how it went from being this experimental instrument to becoming a staple in so many genres.
Totally. It's a testament to how technology can really redefine what's possible in music.
For sure.
So we've gone from crafting instruments to capturing sound, to manipulating sound, and now to generating completely new sounds with computers and synthesizers.
That's quite a journey.
It is, and I have a feeling we're just getting started. because next up we have the internet age, and that's where things get really interesting.
Oh yeah, the internet age completely transformed everything. Not just how music is made, but how it's shared, consumed, even how artists connect with their fans.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
It's a whole new chapter in the story of music and technology.
Let's go.
You know, before the internet, if you wanted to share your music with the world, you pretty much needed a record deal.
Oh yeah, the record labels?
They were the gatekeepers. They controlled everything, recording, distribution, promotion. It was the only way to really get your music out there.
So you're saying that, like, before the internet, it was almost impossible to break into the music scene without them.
Pretty much, yeah. They had a lot of power. But then, the internet came along. And suddenly, artists had this direct line to their audience.
It's like the internet just, like, blew the doors wide open.
It did. They could bypass those traditional gatekeepers and build their careers independently.
That must have been so liberating for a lot of artists who were just, like, struggling to be heard.
It was a game changer.
So how did the internet actually change things?
Well, first of all, it made music distribution so much easier and more affordable.
Right, because before, you had to press physical copies, CDs, vinyl, cassettes.
Exactly. And then get those copies into stores. It was a huge hassle.
And expensive.
Super expensive. But with the internet, musicians could distribute their music digitally, instantly, to a global audience.
It's like the internet just, like, tore down all those physical barriers.
Yeah.
And created this virtual stage where anyone could perform.
Yeah, it's a great analogy.
And the slides mention platforms like Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify.
Right. Those became the new hubs for music discovery and consumption.
So, like, Bandcamp, that's where independent artists could sell their music directly to fans, right?
Yeah, correct.
And SoundCloud, that was more for, like, emerging artists to share their work and build a following.
Yeah, it was a great platform for that.
And then there's Spotify, which just, I mean, it revolutionized how we listen to music.
It did, with its subscription-based streaming model.
It's like having access to almost every song ever recorded right there at your fingertips.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. But wasn't there some pushback from artists about not being paid fairly on streaming platforms?
There was, yeah. And there still is. It's a complicated issue.
Right, because streaming has become so dominant.
It has. But it's a conversation that needs to happen.
For sure. So the internet changed how music is distributed, but it also changed how artists promote their music, right?
Absolutely.
The slides talk about social media being a huge part of that.
It is. Social media has become essential for musicians, especially independent artists.
Right.
Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, they allow artists to connect directly with fans, share their music, announce tour dates, build a whole community.
It's like social media gave artists a megaphone.
It did.
To reach fans all over the world. They don't have to rely on record labels to get their music out there anymore.
Exactly.
It's pretty empowering.
It is. It's given artists more control over their careers and their creative output.
But I imagine it can also be pretty overwhelming, especially for artists who are just starting out.
It can be. Navigating the digital landscape is no joke.
Right, like you're creating the music, promoting it on social media, building a fan base. It's a lot.
It is. But it's also an incredibly exciting time to be a musician. The internet has opened up so many opportunities for artists to connect with fans, share their music, and build a sustainable career.
Yeah. So we've talked about how the internet democratized music creation and distribution, gave power back to the artists, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right?
That's right. Along with all these incredible opportunities, the digital age has also brought some new challenges.
Like what?
Well, particularly when it comes to how music is valued and protected.
Okay, yeah. I can see how that would be tricky. It's like every time we take a step forward with tech, there are new challenges that pop up.
It's true.
What are some of the challenges that have emerged with music in the digital age?
Well, the biggest ones is figuring out how to protect the value of music. In a world where it's so easy to copy and share.
Right.
Like, think about it. Before the internet, if you wanted to listen to a song, you had to buy a physical copy or listen to the radio.
Yeah.
But now, music is just readily available online.
Which is awesome in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. For accessibility, it's amazing.
I can see how it creates problems, too.
It does.
Like, it's like trying to put the genie back in the bottle once it's out.
Exactly.
So what are some of the specific issues that have come up?
Well, think about file sharing with the internet. It became super easy to share music files with friends and family.
Right.
And while that seems harmless on the surface, it actually had a huge impact on the music industry.
Because if everyone is sharing music for free, then the artists and record labels aren't making any money.
Exactly.
It's like giving away your product for free.
It is.
You can't sustain a business like that.
Nope. And it became a huge problem. Piracy, illegal downloading, it just became widespread.
Wow. It's interesting how technology can completely disrupt entire industries.
It's true.
So the music industry had to, like, adapt quickly to this new landscape.
It did. And it's still adapting.
Right,
Streaming
right.
services like Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
They emerged as a way to offer music legally and conveniently,
Right.
while also compensating artists.
Right.
But the way artists are paid through streaming is still a big topic of debate.
It's a complicated issue. It seems like every time the music industry figures out one challenge, technology throws another curveball.
It does.
And speaking of curveballs, one of the most, like, mind-blowing technologies we're seeing is artificial intelligence, AI.
Yeah. AI is everywhere these days.
Here it is.
And it's starting to play a big role in music, too.
So how is AI being used in music?
Well, it can help with music composition.
Yeah.
Generating melodies, harmonies. It can even create entire songs in different styles.
Wait, so you're saying we could have AI composing hit songs in the future?
It's definitely a possibility.
Wow. What does that mean for human musicians?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
Some people think AI could replace human composers and musicians altogether,
Oh, wow.
but others see it more as a tool, something that can enhance human creativity.
Right. Like, AI could be a collaborator, not a competitor.
Exactly.
Musicians could use it to brainstorm ideas, overcome writer's block.
You could open up new creative possibilities.
And AI can also be used to, like, personalize music experiences, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine having an AI DJ that knows your music taste perfectly
Yeah.
and creates the ideal playlist for any mood.
That would be pretty cool.
It would, but it also brings up some interesting questions, like who owns the copyright to a song created by AI? Is it the developer of the software, the person who used the software? Does the AI itself have some kind of ownership?
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
And they're still being debated. The legal and ethical implications of AI in music
Yeah.
are still being figured out.
It's like, aha, we're entering this uncharted territory. It's
Oh.
exciting and a little scary at the same time.
It is. But one thing's for sure. Technology will continue to shape the future of music in ways we can't even imagine yet.
I think that's a great point. Well, this has been an amazing conversation. We've covered so much ground, from the earliest instruments to the digital age and the rise of AI. It's been a wild ride through the evolution of music and technology.
It has.
What are some key takeaways you hope listeners will remember from our deep dive?
I think the most important one is that music and technology have always been intertwined, from the piano to the synthesizer. Humans have always used technology to push the boundaries of music.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. It's a constant evolution. And as technology keeps advancing, we can expect even more exciting changes in the future.
Definitely. And I also hope listeners remember that technology is ultimately a tool. It's up to us to use it responsibly and ethically to shape the future of music in a way that benefits everyone.
I love that. Technology is a tool, and we have the power to use it to create a vibrant and diverse musical landscape for everyone to enjoy. So to everyone listening out there, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep listening. The future of music is in our hands, and it's going to be an incredible journey.